African Management Services Company, AMSCO, was established to assist African enterprises in becoming globally competitive, profitable, and sustainable.
AMSCO was set up by the International Finance Corporation of the World Bank, together with the African Development Bank, and a couple of other development finance institutions, with the sole aim of implementing a project on behalf of the UNDP, the United Nations Development Programme. This project is the African Training and Management Services Project, the ATMS project. So over the last 24, almost 25 years, we've been implementing this project in different countries. How we operate is to work with our stakeholders, be it UNDP, country offices, IFC, the African Development Bank, or any of the development finance institutions, or the governments, our host governments. We work with them to identify institutions, companies that are facing a skills gap at the mid-management or senior management level, and this gap is hampering their operations.
AAR Uganda, first of all, started in 1994, and like most of the challenges we find in running new operations, especially in this part of the world, it's always the qualified staff, people who can be able to run an operation effectively. We needed to expand in terms of healthcare and insurance, and we had to look for a resource from outside. And that's why we went to AMSCO to try and give us the depth we needed in running that operation.
We supported AAR by sending in a country manager who did a very good job turning the business around.
I got into AAR Uganda in late 2008, and the AMSCO mandate to me was extremely clear that you need to get in their mark, find out what is wrong with this business, look at the people, train them, because you needed to build in local capacity, you know. And of course, from the AAR group, the pressure was that they wanted a sustainable business.
A lot of changes have happened for the better ever since, I could say, AMSCO came on board. We used not to have like health center managers. Everything was being managed centrally. But then the concept of health center managers, where a doctor can manage a clinic, that started then, and we have seen it has yielded results. You change doctors into managers. Personally, I joined AAR as a doctor, but I can confidently say now I'm a general manager. I've gone through the ranks.
One of the things that I noticed when I came on board is that these managers needed empowerment on how to do things in HR. We have contact meetings, even up to now, with the HR department, but also with the GMs. That came about when Mark was here. He introduced the MD's Hour, where he would hear from staff, just know what their issues are and address them with various stakeholders. And that has been a culture that has gone on and is continuing. In so doing, you're able to hear from the people and, you know, involve them in decision making.
The companies that we get involved in have to invest their time and their money in making sure that they achieve the goals that they tell us that they want to achieve. So we would expect companies to invest in training their staff, for example. We would look at the development impact that our support is likely to achieve. It's not just the number of jobs, but the quality of jobs that we will create. What type of empowerment do we see for women and youth? If it's not financially sustainable already, we should be certain that we can turn it around and make it financially sustainable.
When I joined, we had about 28,000 lives, or 25,000. When I left, there were about 45,000. That means the market favored us, and that is why we were successful. They bought what we were selling.
In the last 3 years, we had 3 clinics, and currently we have 7. By the end of this year, we'll be having 10 clinics, and then also improve on the capacity of services we can offer.
If you look at the number of employees in Uganda, we used to have less than 50, and I think now we are heading towards 200.
By the time that we completed our intervention, the company was contributing significant amounts of corporate taxes in excess of 300 million Ugandan shillings.
I think it is important for us as African countries to understand that even from a micro basis where the company is trying to grow, the role of the government is as a facilitator to allow that to expand. Because the more we create employment, the more we have more skilled people, and the more we can be able to make our countries grow.
It's a very satisfying experience working with the partners in government who are very clear on what they want. They know what it is that this project can do, They've seen the evidence of that, so they're extremely supportive of it. But they're also very clear that in this country, this is what we want to see happen. This is how we want to see it implemented.
The importance of leadership cannot be understated. It opens up so many doors. What AMSCO offers, in my honest opinion, is that opportunity. Because the continent is far, but the opportunity is great. But we also need to be hungry enough to realize that opportunity, and that's what AMSCO helps us bring to the table.